All right, welcome back. 1212. I got a couple of people asking me some basic questions about the stock market. So I'm gonna make a bunch of videos, even though I already got some on the on YouTube. I'm gonna go back and make them more updated and try to be as efficient as I can instead of making these long videos. So first thing I want to do is explain what support and resistance line are, as well as trend line. So if you're looking at this chart right here, you go back and look at the other video, it'll tell you how to read a candlestick. I'm not gonna get into that. So support and resistance is exactly what it sounds like. Um, the legs of a table hold a chair up, right? Legs of a table hold the table up. Legs of a chair hold it up. It's providing support. So basically, when you sit down on that support, it don't really go nowhere, right? That's what's keeping it up. Then you got resistance. The ceiling is like the resistance, right? So you look at it like this. If I was to take a ball and throw it on the ground, what's gonna happen? It's gonna bounce because that ground got support. It's gonna take a lot of force for me to throw that ball in and go through that ground. That means that ground is a real strong support. Same thing in the ceiling. If I throw something at the ceiling, what it's gonna do? Come back down, right? It's gonna hit the ceiling and come back down, right? It's gotta be a real strong force, a real hard ball to throw it through that ceiling. And even if I go through the ceiling, it's gonna come down first and then it's gonna bounce on the other side of that ceiling and go up, right? Not saying it's gonna go to the sky, but if you throw it up there and then go through the top, it's gonna come back down. Most of the time, it's gonna come back down, boom, and hit that, or it's gonna keep going till it hit another resistance. Same thing in the stock market. Take a look at your screen right here. So, what we try to do is go back to kindergarten, how we connect the dots. All this stuff on the screen, all I want you to do is look and just try to find a common area, right? So I would just find a place where you got a couple of lines going through, right? Uh, then I'm gonna show y'all the cheat code for this in a minute. So what I'm basically doing is looking for an area in which they kind of, it's almost like how it's go up, down, kind of like that. And this is a daily chart. So what you want to do, what you really want to do is this. Let me go out to the weekly chart first. You want to do what they call a top-down analysis. So let me show y'all something. Let me show you why I'm doing this. So if you're looking at this chart, right, tell me what y'all notice. Boom, right? When you're looking at this is a small time frame, right? If you zoom in on these small time frames, it's hard to find out what a support or a spiral or smooth, what a support resistance line and all that stuff is. So what you want to do is go out, start off with the week. This is like the weekly chart. So I would come in here, click on your line tool, and I would find all the tops. Boom, right? So look at, you can call them peaks and valleys, however, whatever works for you. So these are all the recent peaks, right? For this particular instrument, which is basically the S&P 500. Then I would come in here, look for the valleys, right? Oh, I see another one. Let's see. Boom. I'll go ahead and take this all the way across. That'll be good enough for now. I don't expect the market to come back down, way down here no time. So this is a weekly chart. Now what I would do, as you can see, it went through the last what they call resistance level, right? And I'm gonna help y'all out. I don't need to do it. Yeah. You know what? I'm trying to save time. So I'm just gonna make this, since it was the last ceiling, I'm gonna make this like red. So it look like, so you can know the difference. Red mean danger, green mean go. So the last ceiling, you seen it came up to this ceiling, then it came down. So when the market goes back up, you were looking for these levels to have resistance. This last one is broke through it. Now we should look for some type of resistance to come back to it. Now, if I zoom in, it's probably gonna see what it actually did. So that's the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily. Boom. Look a little more, like a lot more going on, right? But if you notice, these are the levels where the market reacted to these price levels. These are your support and resistance area. And if I zoom in even more, let's do this. I come in on the lower time frame, like a daily or hourly. That's when I try to make it more precise. So instead of having to be directly on point, I'm gonna show you a trick that I do. When it gets like this, instead of just drawing lines, I draw zones. So if I see what they call a counter wick in a certain area, like right here, I'm just gonna cover this whole area right here. I'm not gonna be waiting on one line. Anything close to the area, I'm watching for it. Or I might take profits because I know it's gonna react in the area. You can do it right here. I like to draw boxes on mine to cover the wicks as well as the body. Uh, so we'll use that. Now, if I come in on like let's say an hourly chart or 4 hour chart, you're gonna notice what price does when it's in that area. You see this? See how it came to this area, this zone, right? So I know, okay, it keep bouncing off that zone. This is a level where basically, let's say if this market was selling off, it took a whole lot of purchases for them to reverse this back up this way, right? And the gray area is like out the market. So this is during market. So if you notice right here, it came to the bottom of this channel. And when it got to the bottom of this channel, it came all the way back up. You see how the buyers came back in? Now to make it even simple for y'all, you can actually go to take the after hours off if you want to, and you'll see the gaps from day to day. Well, these are the hourly chart. So if I go back to the daily chart and I zoom in, see how it jump around all over the place? Most of the time, the market's gonna fill these gaps. Like this latest gap we had, I'm gonna go ahead and put a level right here because I'm almost certain before we take off to the upside, we'll definitely fill this in. This is gonna get filled in. It might do it tomorrow. Today is maybe 7th. So maybe on the 8th or the 9th or the 10th, whatever it is, we're gonna come back to 725. They're gonna fill that area up. So that's a resistance level as well. So what you notice, the more, let's say if I come in on a hourly time frame, you'll see how price react to these levels. You got me? So if I got these already in place, what I'm looking for when it comes down to 725, if I'm a day trader or something like that, I would go to like a 15-minute chart or a 5 minute chart. And when it come back down to this level right here, this is where you would start to buy. If it, let me draw it so you can see it. If let's say price come back down, let you see the line. What's up? If What the hell? Okay. So if price come down, it might do something like this, where it act like it's gonna bounce out the top, and they call this a fake out, and it come all the way down. But what I would do is, if I get stopped out, once it break this barrier, it's gonna react to this barrier. I can almost 100%. If you do it on a 5 minute or something, it's gonna react to this area, and you can make you a quick scalp to the upside. But that don't mean it's gonna come all the way up to 733. It might come up a couple of dollars and then break back down. If it do that, now you got an even higher probability to make some money. Because what you want to do then is at the bottom of this channel, you want to go ahead and make your purchase here, and then you want to round it to a whole number. A lot of times they got what they call um, psychological level, what they want to do. Key levels like 725 or 730, as opposed to 725, 77. You know what I'm saying? So whole numbers, psychological levels, it'd be like that. So you would buy this because it's just like a base, like a little ball or something. I'm bouncing. It'll bounce off the bottom. This is your support. You would expect it to bounce back up. And as you can see, when I zoom in, that gap is a little bit lower. So I will bring it on down to 725, and it'll bounce from here. Now I can go into way more details, but I said I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. This is support and resistance, y'all. That's it. It's that simple. It's something that simple, but I'm telling you, if you the type to day trade, or not even just day trade, swing trade, this right here, you can just go by this and make money. The market is sound elementary, but it reacts to simple stuff like this. They call them key levels. That's some science behind it. These are the areas where the hedge funds and all that, they already get together and they have certain levels that they gonna buy it up at. So they manipulate the market to come down to this level, and then once they get here, you'll see how the price just jump back up. That, and also in addition to, mathematically, when they have these pullbacks, they look for certain percentages to determine, like, okay, if this stock is 10% off, that means that in order to come back to the top, it's gonna bring back like a 13% return. Or if this is 50% off the top, in order to get back to where it was, it's gonna take 100% return. So they do stuff like that. They buy at key levels. I go into detail about that later. For now, I just want to touch on support and resistance. All right, second part to this video. We go ahead and put all that. Let's say brand new things. Get a new one. We're gonna call it naked chart. How about that? Boom. That's support and resistance. I'm gonna show you a different level. That's horizontal support and resistance. Now I'm gonna show you what I call diagonal support and resistance, but people call them trend lines. So what you want to do is basically, is this the best stock to do it? Well, we're gonna do it anyway. You can do it on any stock. Some stocks have a better trend than others. What you do basically is this. Going back to kindergarten again, you want to find a low point, right? And just connect the dots from the bottom. Got me? Do something like this, where I'm connecting this dot. And once you connect, it only takes 2 points to make a line. And from there, you can always extend it how you want to extend it. So you can draw this line like this, and you will look for levels in which the market touch this line. Sometimes it won't be as pristine and tight like that, but you can have a general area. If it goes too far away, then you draw another line. See which one is more accurate. So this one seems to be more accurate. So I'll stick with this one, right? I just stick to this line. If you got two touches, most of the time you're gonna have three. And that third bounce, get rid of this line right quick so I don't want to confuse y'all. Normally that third bounce is gonna be a money maker, right? You got one, two. That make it a line. The third one makes it a trend. You got me? So if you notice, came up here, bounced. But when you came here, you see how price just jumped on up. That ain't no coincidence. You can teach a kindergarten that, right? Now they got this other thing that people use on Scratch. I don't use this a lot, but some kind of theory that, oh, my bad. Some people use the top part of it. I don't really do that, but for sake of argument, let's try to see where you actually draw a line to the top of these. Yeah, I don't really like that, but I guess it can work to a certain degree. And you basically create an upside channel where anytime they come near this line, it retreats. And it could actually work. I keep up with it and let's see what it does. We come up here and see, because we're very close. Might leave this chart on my you can see. Damn, we damn so close. Mm. My target was about 740 to 770. Yeah. And then I just seen the news saying something about we shooting at Iran again. So all this stuff is together. They orchestrating all this stuff, and the market is you'll be amazed how these charts will tell you what kind of news about to come out. It's a different video. But here we go. That's that, y'all. That's it for support and resistance level. That's it. And within each major trend, you're gonna have minor trends. Like for example, you got something like this. Uh, let's say these are weeks. So if I was to go into the days, let's say these are weeks right here, right? If I was to zoom in and change the time frame, let's look at the weekly chart, daily chart, see what that looks like. That ain't a real tight trend. But I bet you within these, if I go all the way to the 4 hour, we're gonna find some trends. Got me? So look at something like this. And I'll wait till this trend is broken before I would re-enter. Zoom out some more. Uh, put these after hours back on so you can fill in the gaps. Be a lot easier with the after hour. So now you can see the trend a little better. And don't make this complicated, y'all. Let me show y'all something. A lot of people do too much. Just look at it like this, man. Is this thing going up or down right here? It's going down. So trade down, short. From here, I'm gonna draw some dots on it. Let's go back to kindergarten. From here, this bottom to this bottom to this bottom. You ask me, or you ask your kid or your grandkids sitting around, if they 5 year, 3, 4 years old or older, and ask them, are these circles going up or they going down? If the circles are going up, don't do too much. If you're not great at day trading and all this stuff yet, just take the up trades. Take the trades that go with the trend. They got a little saying, the trend is your friend. Best believe it. If this thing is going up, don't try to be a genius and trade down until you know what you're doing. You got a higher probability the overall trend is going up. Don't swim against the tide unless you know what you're doing. You don't have to be an expert to make money off of that. Got me? Uptrend, downtrend, support, resistance. Now you got it. How long this video is? I mean, for this thing to be like, oh my goodness. Yeah, all right. I gotta chop this up. Hopefully y'all got a understanding of how to apply support and resistance level. And you put these two together, the horizontal with the trend lines, and now you got you something. So y'all go make money out there. I'll come back later on and tell you how to use these zones for stop losses and targets. Y'all be easy. Go to the site. If you making money off this free game that I'm giving y'all, imagine what you can make off the stuff that I'm on my classes and whatnot. Yeah, we eat pretty good. Anyhow, I'm doing a lot of free stuff for these next couple of months. And then if you want to upgrade your knowledge, you just send me the information to go to the website and I give you more detail so you can be more of an expert. And once I show you this stuff, I used to teach math for years, more than 10 years, and I was pretty good at it. So I actually know how to teach and I make it simple. That's my whole point. I'm not trying to make all this stuff complicated, make myself look like a genius. I think a genius is somebody who can take something complicated and make it so simple that you can explain it to a 7 or 8 year old. And I feel like I showed my son and his partner them how to trade. So yeah, you want to learn how to do this stuff? Just hit me up. You gonna get your money back, trust me. Either way, I'm gonna get up with y'all. Take it easy.